did some looking around to try to figure out what was going on with the power. I did determine it's only the 12 volt power going through. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the light fixtures and stuff like that. And if I get too uncomfortable, I'll just disconnect the batteries from up front. But I'm just going to remove a lot of the light fixtures and stuff right now, so I could go ahead and remove the cabinets and kind of work my way down from there. So let's go. Back in the day, these bulbs used to be incredible. Nowadays, they're horrible. So always go with LEDs when you can, because they last longer, they don't take as much power, and they normally don't get nearly as hot. So keep that in mind for anytime you ever need to know that. Okay, I got the right tool again. So it's starting to get a little bit dark because the cloud cover's coming in, so there's another rainstorm coming. So here in a little bit I'll probably have to run a cord in here and set up another temporary light so I can see what I'm doing when it gets dark. So the wiring on these things, you got two bulbs that run in it. DC goes here and here, and it sends the current to the two depending on which way you have the switch positioned. But my opinion about these things is nowadays they're worthless, so I'm not even going to bother hanging on to them. More tools. Be right back. So I guess it helps to turn the camera back on. Oops. I disconnected the light panel, got that out of the way, and I realized that the wiring was inside the cabinet itself. So I'm working on removing the bottom panel on the inside of it, just so I could get an idea of where the power is feeding into it from. So when I put it back, or when I put a new one on, I make sure I cut the holes the same way. So that answers that question. It just goes straight back into the wall. So I'm not too sure why they have two wires feeding in though. Too hot and too cold for one light fixture. Kind of seems like it's a little bit of overkill. I had a screw loose. Recovered it though. We're all safe. We're good. So if you ever wanted to see what a fake bottom in a cabinet looks like, that's what's underneath. So you have the power to the little setup thing here, which is needing some serious repair. You can admire the beautiful original wallpaper that they had there. They really spent some time making that pretty, didn't they? So now I got to try to take this panel off and see if I can get to the screws to separate this from that. Here we go. So, if you ever wondered what a 30-year-old screw looks like, that's your remnants of a 30-year-old screw. I think it needs to be replaced with a new one. But not right now. Sounds like you're pepping up a little bit.
M&M's.
M&M's.
M&M's. Yeah, they're open.
Good.
Yep. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine.
Need a sandwich?
That actually sounds good. Yes, please.
Turkey or lamb?
Surprise me.
Okay. You know, it's weird because this is actually not straight. You can see from outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get out of your way then.
Oh, you're fine. There we go.
Whoa! Voila!
Mm-hmm.
Here, I can take it with me if you want.
Well, we ought to identify them or mark them somehow. So if we either try to reuse these, which I don't think is a good idea because most of the screws were stripped, so the screws are just pulling right out, or if we use it as a template to get a new board. So I don't know how we label them or do that.
I do.
Because we may end up just designing our own.
Here, one sec. Put it close to it so I know. And then I'm gonna mark it. Okay, got it. Movies, baby, it helps.
Mm-hmm. This is the bottom plate too, but again, this is only if we're going to try to redesign the same design or not.
So do you want me to mark them? Or no?
I don't know. Because, I mean, we'll just have to measure it and cut it. If not, so.
Weird ass trim is falling apart.
Yeah, I mean, half these screws are just pulling right out of the side. 30 years old.
Yeah.
If you look at the screws.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll mark them anyway and then we'll decide.
Okay. So that's kind of interesting. The side plate that I just took off, it was stapled downwards from above. It's like they got up there and they stapled down to put it in place. I'm probably not going to do that because I want to get the interior housing in place first. Make sure I have studs behind the wall, and I'm just going to attach it with little blocks that I can screw into to hold them in place. So I kind of feel a little bit better about that than having staples going through the roof. So it's just my thought right now, but that could easily change in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ew, dead bugs!
Mm-hmm.
Go.
No.
I think there's a wasp's nest on it too. Yep, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. Look what was behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Original.
So
Interesting.
this is all out of the way.
Oh, pictures. Smile for the camera.
I did thicken. I was recording, so.
You want another battery?
So battery's about to die, so I'm going to keep working, and we'll come back later and kind of let you guys see what happened. Talk to you later. Bye. What's going on, everybody? So the battery on the camera died a while ago, and I just decided to keep working for a while before I put a new battery in. So I got the new battery in. I'll show you how far I got. So as you can see, the cabinets are no more. They're gone, they're out. good riddance. Half the screws wasn't even holding anything in. They were just there to look pretty, apparently. But as you can see, we took the paneling off, at least in this little section right here. Got the hood out. I don't know at what point the battery died, so but took the trim off around the window and got the paneling off, and to my surprise, I'm not too concerned about these boards so far. So they are old, but they're 30 years old, but they still feel pretty solid. I don't feel anywhere where the wood is rotted out or soft or brittle. It seems like the wood is actually still in really good shape. One thing I did notice is that apparently back then they didn't put liquid nail in between the joints. But I'm not going to dismantle the whole wall, just put liquid nail in between each one of the little sections. So when we get to the point when we're ready to put a new panel in, we'll liquid nail the heck out of it, and then we'll staple it down so it'll be solid and the wall will have a little bit more support. Some of the electrical stuff going on, these are the 12-volt wires for the hood, with the hood light and the hood fan for the exhaust. This little bugger right here is the one that somebody ran screws all the way through the trailer and sticking out the other side, so I'm going to have to figure out a better way to secure this without having to do that, because that was just a bad idea. These wires here was connected to the little light above the sink, and then they run off to other places. So I'm going to be continuing to take off more of the paneling, at least the stuff that we definitely don't need. Take that off, and at a certain point I'm going to rotate over here with that bright light, and I'm going to start taking out all of these ones too. I'm a little nervous because I don't know what kind of a wiring mayhem they have going on inside of here, but I'm pretty confident I can figure it out. So, and if I have any problems, I have a fire extinguisher that probably don't work, so we're good there. Just saying. But the clear out is actually coming along pretty well. Mary Ann and TIPA daughters helped quite a bit. They're both inside now, and I just don't want to stop yet, so I'm going to just keep doing what I do and keep going and clearing out more. So even though it looks okay up here, I still don't know what it looks like underneath there, but I need more space around me to work to pull it out. So after I get these out, I'll probably end up taking these out, all this out, so I have a little bit more room to move around and do stuff. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm really happy to see that these boards are looking okay. So when we're ready to, we could put up a new piece of panel and start customizing the way we want to customize it instead of the way they did it 30 years ago. So that's exciting. So anyway, I was just kind of letting you guys know where I'm at right here, and when I get rolling again, I'll make sure I hit record and let you guys watch. So I'll see you in a minute. Bye.
I punch my card, I know what it costs. Yeah, I put in the work that you don't. Day after day, I work and I play. Yeah, I'll do all the things that you won't. Even when my feet get tired, I will keep on moving higher. I'm the story you don't speak of. I'm the one they call the underdog. Cause every time the push comes to shove, I'm climbing over you to reach the top. Cause I want everything and nothing at all. Yeah, I want everything and nothing at all. Cause I want everything and nothing, nothing, nothing. nothing at all. Don't care what you think or what you believe, 'cause I'm gonna turn the world upside down. If you want a shot, just step in the ring. Yeah, I'ma shake your bones like thunder. Even when my feet get tired, I will keep on moving higher. I'm the story you don't speak of. I'm the one they call the underdog. 'Cause every time the push comes to shove, I'm climbing over you to reach the top. 'Cause I want everything and nothing at all. Yeah, I want everything and nothing at all. 'Cause I want everything and nothing, 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 nothing at all. I don't want nothing at all, unless I can have it all. I don't want nothing, nothing at all. I don't want nothing at all, unless I can have it all. Nothing at all. Yeah, I'm not the.
Alright guys, well, I got those cabinets out, and well, the electrical's still there, but the cabinets are gone. I detached both of the benches for where we sit. They're still in a solid piece, so I'm going to probably reuse those. I might put new paneling on it, but other than that, they're still in really good shape. But I did find some water damage in the framing that I'm going to have to definitely address, because it's not doing any good the way it is. So this is what I'm looking at. Pretty much what you're looking at is one of the studs that's framed in around the window, going up and around. And right here, where the electrical is going through, this piece of board is just dangling. You can see it's completely rotted out down here. It's crumbling in my hands. And this board down here is also pretty rotted out. So it's looking like on this wall, there is some areas that I'm going to have to replace before we put the new siding on. Now I'm hoping I could just replace the bad boards and still keep all the good sections, because so far it seems like it's mostly down lower. Up on top, the wood is actually still looking like it's in really good shape. And so if I have to make a butt joint or something like that, just to kind of help keep it sturdy and replace this, be able to glue it down, that feels alright. But as you can see, there's been a lot of leaking that took place probably from the window, and it was probably leaking through here, going down and then settling up at the bottom. The paneling was completely hammered, so I'm not really surprised at what I'm looking at here. But I still have to move the rest of the paneling and see how far across this board goes. And also, when the siding comes off, I'll have to see if there's another board down underneath it. So, looks like there is some framing that's going to need to be done, because that's no bueno. So, I'm going to keep working, keep exploring the trailer, and hopefully we don't find any more.